The night of spooks and frights is upon us. Hey guys, Brad here, and welcome to the Obscure Media TV Halloween special. Today I want to look at the horror genre, a genre that I love but don't have a whole lot of experience with. And I figured I want to look at a classic that just so happened to have an entry come out this year. The reviews aren't that good, but you know what? This classic is beloved by many and is a classic I've been wanting to see for a long time. And that is 1978's Halloween. So let's just jump into it. The film starts out mostly as a POV of Michael Myers making his first kill, that being his sister Judith Myers on Halloween night 1963 in a little town called Haddonfield. Oh, and at this point he was only 6 years old. He is then housed in Smith Grove Sanitarium where he remained for 15 years until October 30th, 1978, when he escaped while being escorted to a court hearing by a psychiatrist, Dr. Samuel Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance. After this happened, Dr. Samuel heads to Haddonfield to try and warn the police force that Michael is coming and to be prepared. He manages to talk with Sheriff Lee Brackett, played by Charles Cyphers, who is skeptical of the situation but agrees to patrol the neighborhood later on when the doctor tells him that Michael is pure evil when they are investigating his old house, which has been abandoned since the murder happened. It is around this time where we are introduced to the main character of this story, a teenage girl named Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. Laurie is your typical teenage girl but with a bit of nerdiness thrown in, as she is the type to have her head in her books.
Shit.
I have a place for that.
I forgot my chemistry book.
She unfortunately puts herself on Michael's radar after she drops off a key to the house as her father is trying to sell it. This is where the film starts to get a little more suspenseful as Michael begins stalking Laurie and her friends, and the film shows this with mostly music cues that have become iconic, and it is honestly a genius way to go about it, as the film just wouldn't have the creepy and off-putting vibe it has without it. The next substantial scene is when Laurie and her friend Annie, played by Nancy Kyes, drive by the hardware store to see it has been robbed. They find Sheriff Lee there, and it is revealed that he is Annie's dad. Lee blames the robbery on teenagers and says all that was stolen was knives, rope, and a white Halloween mask. A white mask and knives. I wonder who stole those. Later that night, both Laurie and Annie have to babysit a couple of neighborhood kids. Annie's babysitting a girl named Lindsay Wallace, played by Kyle Richards, and Laurie is babysitting a boy named Tommy Doyle, played by Brian Andrews. Michael starts stalking Annie at this point and makes his next kill, that being the Wallace's German Shepherd, who found Michael outside of the house. Thankfully, you do not see this kill, but you do see the body, which is still a little disturbing, but seeing the kill would have made that like 1,000 times more depressing. After Annie gets herself stuck and then unstuck from the laundry room, she decides she wants to go pick up her boyfriend Paul, so she drops off Lindsay across the road so Laurie can watch her, and gets in her car, which is when Michael gets his next kill and strangles Annie from the back and slits her throat. This is the moment in the film when things start to heat up, as two friends of Annie's pull up to the house named Linda, played by PJ Souls, and Bob, played by John Michael Graham, who are dating. The two enter the house to find no one there, so they do what any teenage couple would do in that situation, have some, well, let's say not safe for YouTube relation, and leave it at that.
I want to have intercourse with you. Yeah, intercourse with you.
Relations.
Oh, also we get some boob.
Boobs! I'm taking them to the bushes.
After the relations, Bob goes to the kitchen to grab a beer, where he runs into you-know-who, which can only mean one thing.
It's go time.
And go time it is, as Michael attacks Bob and stabs him to the wall, and I cannot help but love how he just kind of admires his work afterwards. Yes, very nice, that was quite the kill. Now with only Linda alive, Michael heads upstairs and decides to pose as Bob in a ghost costume to fuck with her, only to end up annoying her and leading her to call Laurie to find out what happened to Annie. This call goes wrong though, as Michael springs into action and strangles Linda with the phone cord, killing her. And it's honestly probably the most comedic kill in the movie. I mean, it's just so hard to take it seriously.
Hello? All right, Annie. First I get your famous chewing, now I get your famous squealing. Annie, are you all right?
Also at the same time, Dr. Loomis finds a vehicle that Michael stole from the penitentiary, so he goes to search the streets, rendering him useless for the next little while, which is poorly timed because Laurie, now alarmed by the phone call, makes the kids stay in the bedroom and goes next door to find out what's going on, only to come across all three of her friends' bodies, including Annie's, which is sprawled out on the bed and has Judith Meyer's tombstone behind her. This is honestly the most sinister scene in the whole movie, and honestly, everything is kicked up 110% from here on out. Laurie runs out of the bedroom into the hallway where she meets Michael finally, who slashes her in the arm, which causes her to stumble over the banister, but she makes it out and runs back across the street screaming for help. Laurie tells the kids to hide, and good thing she does, because moments later Michael sneaks through the window, but Laurie has the upper hand this time as she stabs him in the neck with a sewing needle, knocking him out. At this point, things appear to be over, so Laurie goes and checks on the kids, only for Michael to follow her, but she manages to stab Michael in the eye and chest, knocking him out once again. At this point, Laurie orders the kids to go call for help, and good thing she did, because Michael wakes up yet again and starts attacking Laurie. Thankfully, Dr. Loomis sees the kids running and runs into the house to investigate to see Michael fighting Laurie. Loomis then fires a few shots with a pistol into Michael, causing him to fall out the window and fall 2 stories, but even that doesn't kill him as he disappears into the night, and we end the film with Laurie sobbing on the ground uncontrollably. Yeah, that is how it ends. Honestly, what a chilling and sinister way to end this film, just seeing a woman fully break after going through the most traumatizing experience a person can go through. So yeah, that was Halloween, and my god was it an awesome film. It's not the most exciting horror film out there, and the kills are nothing mind-blowing, but the film itself has this creepy and eerie vibe that's just perfect for Halloween night, when you can sit there and watch it with the lights off. My only nitpick with this film is just the lack of blood. Now, I am no expert on stabbing people, but I feel like there'd be more blood than what is shown here. But then again, this movie only has a budget of $300,000, so I can kind of excuse that. In fact, because of the small budget, most of the film was made with whatever the filmmakers could find. Hell, the Michael mask is just a painted Captain Kirk mask. But even with a low budget, the film works. The atmosphere is both chilling and off-putting, and that is thanks to the music cues and camera work. It shows that you don't need lazy jump scares to be scary, as good atmosphere can be just as effective, if not more effective, in giving people the creeps. I love this movie, and it's definitely one worth checking out this Halloween night. Maybe don't show the kids though, as this is more of a teenager and adult sort of film. 8.5 out of 10. And that brings us to the end. I hope everyone has a great Halloween night. If you're new here and like what you saw, then hit subscribe button and ring that bell. Also comment down below and like this video, as the more engagement my videos get, the better. With that said, have a good Halloween, but also a safe Halloween, because you never know when Michael might be in your neighborhood.